So this last lesson for your PHP module will be basically an introduction to JSON. And that is accessing files using PHP and reading JSON files. So right here I have a users.json, and right here it's basically a dictionary right here. I have two entries with a username and password in each one. And this is saved as a JSON. So we want to access this file right here using PHP and display it to the user, all right? So here we need to read the JSON file using a PHP, using a function called fopen. So, whoops. Okay. So first we need to declare a variable, and let's call it file. And the file is equal to fopen. Then here we need the name of the file, which is users.json. And next is the mode. And there are a couple modes, but for now we're gonna open it in read mode because we're just reading to it. Now I'll cover the other modes in just a bit. And then we need to do a else statement, or in this case it's an or statement, or die. Could not open. So what this is basically the or is if the file does not exist, then it will die is another function that will basically kill the PHP script and give an error saying could not open. So so if I misspell the page, it will give me the warning and say could not open. But now the file exists, users.json, so it's opening. So now the file is open as this the dollar file variable. And what fopen does is that it opens the PHP file. And what open means is that essentially the PHP is claiming exclusive rights to this users.json. So while this fopen is running, other PHP functions cannot open the users.json. Or actually that's not true, because we're opening it in read mode. That actually does not apply. If we open it in write mode, then it becomes exclusive, but read is not exclusive. The reason why this is because when you're in write mode, if we have two functions in write mode and one of them writes, let's say that you have a machine, you have one PHP file and it writes a third user, right? And its name is user3, and then you have a second PHP file that opens it in write, and then it adds a user4. If the first file finishes and then the second one finishes, the second will overwrite the first. So user3 never existed, or at least it's overwritten, because you have two files opening at the same time. So that's why we declare this hold on, we need to get rid of this. All right, that's why we declare this fopen, because it basically, if it doesn't allow for overlapping, so that there isn't any mistakes when saving the files. So all we've done is open it. So now we have to, and then we have to close it after we finish with the process. So at the very bottom, or at least as soon as we're done with the file, we write fclose $file. And so this closes the fopen. So now other functions can use the JSON again. So this $file. So you would think that with this, all this information would be saved to the $file variable, but that's not true. The $file is only a reference to the users.json. It's an object which basically just points to users.json. We need to use a separate function to read the information in users.json, and for that we use a function. For example, there are multiple functions, but let me show you fgets. So fgets the first line from the file. So we do fgets file, and let's echo it so that it prints. So echo fgets, and that prints the first line, which is just this curly bracket. Now if we want to print the entire thing, then we have to use a while loop. So while, and then right here we need to use feof, that's not it, feof of file. So what feof is the end of file. So basically the end of file will go true once the reader reaches the end of the file. So if we refresh, it crashed. All right. So we need to do a break. Oh, okay, that's right. So we need to do while it's not the end of the file. Here we go. Okay. So while not the end of the file, because it's just like this, while exclamation mark feof file, then we echo through the file. So this basically iterates through the file and we print it line by line. There's also a fget_s is a fget_string. So the string is line by line. If you do fget_c, that's fget_character. So we'll print letter by letter. So now if we refresh, it'll print letter by letter. If we get rid of this break right here, it's a more clear like this. So you have get character and get string. So now we need to, now that we can read the JSON file, we need to convert it to an object essentially. So to do this, we want to create a new variable and call it JSON, and it's just going to be an empty string. Then in the while loop, we do JSON and we do dot equals. So this is a concatenate equals. We do fget and not string, let's do fget_c JSON, or no, not JSON, file. So this will read the file line by character by character and save it to this as the .json as a string. So after it's been saved to a string, we need to then convert the string to an object. So object is equal to, then we have a function right here. It's JSON decode, and not sure. Let's make it just like this. So the JSON decode converts this JSON format into a PHP object. If you want to convert it to an array, you would do true as the second parameter, but we want to save it as an object. And now once we've saved it as an object, we can actually print it. And so we can't print an object. You can't just do echo. Instead you have to, there's a special, and actually I don't know if this will work with objects, but if you do print _r, and this is a print array, so it will print arrays. I don't know if it'll work with objects. Let's see. Yeah, here you go. Okay, it works with objects. So now we've decoded our JSON, and we can now read it. Like this. So now that we're able to decode JSON, we can now encode it. So back here with our create new account form project, now that we've done all the handling and processing, we can now save it as a JSON database. So right here at the very bottom, after we've done all the checking if the password and everything has been hashed, we can now save it as a object. So first we need to convert everything into an object first. or rather I should say an array. So we can say $user is equal to array, and then let's make it a multi-line array so that way we can do it one line by line. So first thing is first we should save the email and password as like the username and password essentially. So we can write email and arrow right here, so that saves it as, and then we can do values, and this is 0 1 2 3 comma, then password, and not $password, it's $hash because we've hashed the password, and this is for the protection. So now we can do everything else. So we got first name values 0, middle name values 1, last name values 2. Why is there this? Okay. Values 2. Then now we have the password. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So right, DOB values 6. Gender, and that's going to be values 7, and then last one, phone, values 8. So now that we've done that, we can echo the, or no, it's an array, so we need to do print r user. And so now that we have it as an array, actually no, we don't have to do the print r, we can echo it actually using echo. Then we have the function JSON encode user, and let's not echo it, let's save it as a user JSON is equal to JSON encode. So this is, so JSON encode will convert our array into a JSON string, and then we can echo the user JSON right here. So unexpected, oh sorry, the password. Okay. 1 2 3 1 2 3 submit. Nope. What is causing these problems? If password verify password and hash. We don't need, since we don't need to check the hashing, this isn't necessary. There it is. All right. Let's fill out some value. Female 890. Submit. Still get an error. Unexpected variable. I have a user JSON on line 39. How's this unexpected? Oh, sorry, we forgot this semicolon right here. Confirm. Here it is. Okay. Unexpected undefined constants, line 30. Values 1 2 3. And then that's the password. Well, what's being echoed first? It's the password, and then the hash. Okay, and then the users are stack. Undefined constant values. Oh, $sign. All right, refresh. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now everything is saved right here. We should add a break at the end right here. Break. Let's add 2 breaks to separate it. All right. confirm right here. Okay, so now we have everything saved into our JSON right here. The gender, female, phone, date of scroll to the right. Here you go. First name, middle name, last name, date of birth, everything is saved. So now that everything is saved, we can now use the fopen users JSON, and now we can write to the file. So we do W for write. So we do $file is equal to fopen users.json write, and then in order to write to it, we do fwrite. So this will write to the file, and we write the encoded users JSON right here. So $user JSON this won't. Okay, I'll first write it. Also, I nearly made a mistake right here. So the write mode will erase the data already existing on the file and write it from scratch. So I made a small mistake there. It should be an A for append. So the append mode will add to the last. So now if we fwrite and we refresh our page, oh, we have an error. Line 42. Okay, something wrong with our fwrite. That's right. We need to, before the user JSON, we need to open file comma user JSON. So we're opening this file and we're writing to it. Continue. And here, okay, so now if we go to users.json right here, it's written right here. So so this is actually incorrect. It should be written as the number 3 and then the rest of this. So we can actually let me show you how you do this part. So first, let's get rid of the new created line. So what we need to, so append basically starts at the end of the file. What we want to do is we want to move it back by 3 right here. Insert a comma, then a new line, then we want to insert the 3, then a colon, and then insert the rest of the file. So let's do this part with the comma, the 3, and the colon. So first we would have to we need to first read. We have to use a global variable for that. Okay, so to be able to get the next number in the count, you'll either have to first JSON decode the JSON file, find the latest number, save that, increment it, and then JSON encode append. Or you can have another PHP file and call it like counter, and then have it increment every time it's done and then read it from that. So you have those 2 ways, but that's kind of too complicated to show you in this video. So instead I'm just going to shorthand it and just say you need to insert a 3. So now that we have the user JSON, let's create the final string, and we need to give a comma, and then we need to give a /n. And what this is it means new line, and it will create it's basically a shorthand for doing enter, /n. No, it's not / one more thing. It's \n. You got \n is to create a new line. Then we want to do the okay, this needs to be single quotations, because on the inside we're doing double quotations for the 3, and then dot. Actually, hold on, we can actually just grab this and put it on here. Here it is. So this will create the... Actually, I can show you just by refreshing this page. So now if we go here... Oh. Is it not backslash? Here, hold on. Okay, here it is. So the /n, it doesn't work when you're using the f-write. Instead, you have to use php_eol, which basically does the same thing as the /n. So this creates end of line or a new line. So you do the comma, concat php_eol dot 3, and so on. So if we refresh the page and go to users.json right here, it does the comma, then the new line, then the 3, and then the rest of the data. So now we just need, so now that we have it right, we just need it to go back 2 lines and write it right here. So in order to do that, before we do the f-write, we need another thing called a fseek. So the fseek, we get the file, then we get the offset, and then we get the seek current. So so what fseek is that when you read and write a file, there's like you have this cursor right here. So when you read a file, it starts at the beginning, and then we do the loop. What is it? fopen. Oh, sorry. When we open it in the append mode, this cursor right here starts at the very bottom, and right here. So this will be the very bottom. So we want it to actually be back up here. So we can use the fseek to go back 1, 2. We need to go back by 2 spaces essentially. So the seek cur is basically the current location of the seek, or this pointer. So when we do the open it in append mode, it will be right here at the end, and we need to go back 1, 2. So that's the offset. So the second value is the offset, so we need to do -2. So it will start at the bottom. I guess it will start at the bottom. Okay, maybe we should make it 3 because it's creating a new line right there. But we can test it out. So start at the bottom, go back 3 places, and then we can write it. So let's test it out by refreshing. If we go here, it did not work. Alright, that is strange. Okay, so I googled the issue, and it turns out that the opening the file in append mode doesn't allow for seeking. So we have to open it in R+ or read plus mode in order for seeking. So now we open it in read plus. So open in read plus, and then if we refresh, it should be working now. Oh, it deleted the entire thing. Okay. Seek. Oh, sorry. So seeker should be seek end. Refresh. It kind of worked. Alright, one more time. Move it back by 4. Oh, there it is. And there should be... needs to have 4 spaces as well. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get rid of this and refresh. Oh, there. Okay, there. And okay, and let's do another php_eol, and then finally the closing curly brackets. And now this should fix everything. So refresh, and there we go. Okay, so now we've appended all of our data right here as the third. And so we now have a form where after you fill it out, it saves it to the JSON. You fill out the form, it does all the PHP, JavaScript, all the validation, and it saves it to a JSON database right here. So the next module, we'll be moving on to all the JSON stuff. So what is JSON, how to use it, all that. I'll see you then.